Right, I'm making this video because the last tutorial is out of date and it was giving a lot of people problems when they're trying to put together their own Jarvis. So hopefully this tutorial solves a lot of those issues. Alright, to start with, I got a lot of comments on the other videos about my rain meter setup, and I use like 4 different skins. Like on this one, like I changed it. It used to be rounded and the font used to be a bit bigger, but I straightened it out and made the font smaller to fit the side better. So, but I'll look for the names and then I'll post it in the description, and hopefully you guys can find it online that way. Okay, like with the last tutorial, you're gonna need a few programs before you can start making this work. You need Windows speech recognition, so if you're running Windows Vista, Windows 7, or Windows 8, it should already come with it. I don't know if it does for Windows XP or not. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. You're also going to need Windows speech recognition macros. You just type it in Google. It's going to be the first link. You just click on that and then it'll pop up to this. Just hit continue and it's going to say you need a validation tool. Basically you hit continue, it'll download a validation tool to your computer and then send you a code that you just paste into here and hit validate, and it should let you download it. There was an issue with it not letting you download it if you're not using Internet Explorer. I believe that's fixed because I used Firefox to download it recently. So it should work with Chrome or anything else as far as I know, but if it doesn't, I guess just use Internet Explorer or something. The next program you're going to need is VLC Player. Just type it in, VLC Player, click on the first link there, and then it'll take you to this. You hit the big download button. If you have a 64-bit operating system, you can come down here to Windows and then click on the 64-bit version. It doesn't really make a difference, but if you don't know if you have Windows 64-bit or not, you come to Computer, click on your C drive and go to System Properties, and it'll say System Type 64-bit Operating System. That's probably the easiest way to tell. But yeah, so you're gonna need that as well. And then the last one that I'm using is FlashGot. Now this is the thing that let me download all those audio files from online. People were asking me about that. I use Firefox. I don't know if Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer have add-ons or anything like that, but I do know Firefox does. So you can download Firefox and do it this way. But yeah, so I typed in Firefox add-ons after, you know, downloading Firefox or whatever, and then it's the first link, and you come over here and, well, like it pops up to this, and then you type in FlashGot and it should be the first one that pops up. It says add to Firefox right there, so just click on that. It'll download and let you install it, and then it'll say restart Firefox to have it up and running. And it'll let you download audio or video files straight from YouTube or whatever site you're on. So I'm just gonna pull up a YouTube video. So like there we go, Doctor Who. And right here, this little icon right here popped up, and it'll let me download the video. So just click on that, and you just click one. You don't need them all because it's the same video, just in different formats, whichever one you want. And you hit OK, and it'll download it to wherever you specified. So that's how you use FlashGot. But those are the 3 programs you're going to need to get started. So I guess let's get started. Alright, I'm going to do a quick review of what the last tutorial covered. If anyone was having any problems, this hopefully should help. Now that we have everything we need, we're going to need to open Windows Speech Recognition macros and Windows Speech Recognition. They do both need to be running, as I said before in the last video. I believe clicking on the speech recognition macros opens them both, so just click on that, and if not, just click on the other one and it'll open. So come down to the taskbar and click on the little arrow, and right here, this is your Windows Speech Recognition macros, the little blue thing here. Right click it, go to New Speech Macro, and I'm gonna go to Run a Program, and then I'm gonna make it easy and just open the news from Google. So enter the phrase you'd like to speak to trigger this command. I'm just gonna say news Jarvis, and it's gonna listen for this for it to trigger the command. This is what the microphone's listening for. Enter the path to the program you want to run, which it's going to use Firefox to run this, so we're going to enter that path. Now to find the path for that, all you have to do is right click your browser, whatever browser you're using, and then go to Properties, and it's going to be under the shortcut tab, and it'll be the target. Just copy it right there and paste. And you do need to get rid of the quotation marks for it to run properly, otherwise it won't work right, or rather at all. Now to pull up the news, you just go to, I'm just going to type in news, and here we go, Google News. Now you're going to want to copy this address here, and this is the command line argument that it's going to look for after it opens Firefox. It's going to come to this address here, and then this box should be checked already. If not, make sure it's checked, and then create, close. Okay. Alright, now to make sure it runs, drag this over from my other monitor. Start listening. Start listening.
I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready.
Okay, news, Jarvis. Alright, so it does indeed work. Alright. Shush. Alright, now we need to add voice. A lot of people were asking me where I got the sound clips from. Not the natural readers one, but the actual Jarvis ones. I just use Google. So, let's see. Jarvis sound clips. Oops. Alright, and this one here. It's a wave source. A bunch of it's like Tony Stark and all that talking, but here's the Jarvis ones at the bottom. You can just download these. Like this is the one that I have for my speech recognition startup right here.
I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready.
But yeah, you can just download all those there. And but otherwise, I use the natural readers for the voices, like the phrases that I couldn't get. So that's what I'm going to do again. And then you're going to need the UK one. It's going to be the male Peter. And then just hit play.
Yes, sir.
Alright, and then this little icon will pop up over here. That's that Flashcot one. I'll let you download that, and just hit OK and it'll download. But I already have the Yes Sir clip, and my internet's pretty slow, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the putting it into the speech recognition macro. Now that we have the voice, we're gonna add it to the macro. So go down to the bottom right, click on the little arrow, and then click on the macro icon. It's the blue one. Right click and edit speech macro. And a lot of people are asking me to upload my macros, but I actually reformatted my computer not long after I made that video. So as you can see, I don't really have any anymore. And it would take me a long time to remake them all properly. So it just depends. But for now, we're just gonna go with this. Anyway, right click it, and then go to open with, and you're gonna want to open it with Notepad. And if you don't have that option, like I said last time, just go to default programs and then browse, and you're gonna want to go to your C drive and then Windows, scroll down to System 32, which is right there, whoops, and then go to Notepad, whoops, too far, here we go, Notepad. Just hit open. Since I already have it, I'm just gonna hit cancel, and then make sure you put it back, because it'll switch them all to Notepad, and that's how they're gonna open. So make sure you switch them back to Windows speech recognition macros by just doing the same thing, except go to Windows speech recognition macro. Anyway, we're gonna open it with Notepad. And like I said last time, the listen for, you can put a whole bunch of them in, pretty much whatever you want the microphone to listen for. Just hit enter and then retype that, but with a new thing in between, whatever you want the microphone to listen for. But for now, we're gonna go to the run command and make a new one. And I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna copy this. Whoops, there we go. And paste. And now we're gonna need the VLC player path, the file path. So just go to properties, go to target, and copy. Fortunately, I copied the quotation marks, so you do need the quotation marks in here. So if you didn't copy them, then make sure you did, or that you put them in. And then params. And now we're gonna need the path file or whatever for the sound clip. And that one, you have to remember where you saved it, and mine is here. So this one, whenever I click on properties, it doesn't actually have the target location, but if you go to security, it'll be right there by object name. Just copy that, and since there's no quotations there, you're gonna have to put them in. And make sure you close it. Now, somebody pointed out to me that as long as you have your default audio program as VLC player, you don't actually have to have the path file for this here. What you can do is have the path, or just put in that you want to run the sound clip, and since your default player is VLC player, it'll automatically play this without you having to put this in. If you don't know what your default player is, you can go to Control Panel, go to Default Programs, and then go to your autoplay settings, which is the third option here, and then go to Audio Files and click on the VLC player and hit Save, and it'll save it as your default audio file program. So I'm actually gonna try that. I know my default audio thing isn't a VLC player, but since this is already recognized by VLC, if you look, right here. See how that VLC icon's there? So it should play. You can leave the params empty. You don't have to have that there. I guess we'll see if it works. You're gonna want to save it, and then you have to edit or sign it. When I re-downloaded this, the way signing works is a little bit different now. You just come over here and then right click and go to security and then sign speech macros. Used to, you have to come up here and right click this and sign it. That option isn't there anymore, so you can do it this way now and then sign that one. There we go, and it's signed. So now we're going to try and run it.
I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready.
News, Jarvis?
Yes, sir.
And it works. Okay, a lot of people were asking me how I kept my VLC player from popping up continuously every time there's a new command given. And I will show you. You just pull up VLC player, go to Tools, Preferences, and then here's the interface. It should already be there. Just click on Allow only one instance. Now this will keep it from popping up multiple players every time there's a new instance there, or a new command given. And to keep it from popping up entirely, even like whenever you first give your first command, it won't even pop up. You go to come down here and click on this all and go to interface, which is right here, and then main interface, and go to the QT, and then right here is the start VLC with only a system tray icon. And then what it will do is whenever you give your first command, it'll pull up VLC player, but it will be down here, and it won't even pop up. And so, I mean, it keeps it from even showing at all. So that's how I do that. Right, a lot of people were asking me how I got Jarvis to move around and stuff. You actually have to use emulate recognition, which if you go down here and then you right click on the macro icon, go to new speech macro, go to emulate recognition. Now the phrase you want to speak to trigger the command, again, that's what the microphone's listening for. So for me, I'm gonna have it the stop listening command to turn off Jarvis. I'm gonna change that, so I'm gonna use, that'll be all Jarvis, and then come over here and go to stop listening. This is the command that it listens for, and to find all the commands, you just you turn it on.
I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready.
And then you go to, or you say, what can I say? What can I say? We'll pull this up, and then you go to common speech recognition commands, and
Test complete. Preparing to power down and begin diagnostics.
you hear all the commands you can say, and like stop listening is one, and then move speech recognition. That's how I was getting it to move in my first video. So I'm gonna try the stop listening one. So next, create, and then what you'd have to do if you want to change, like to add voice to that one specifically, see sounds. I clicked on my little speaker icon, right clicked it, and then went to sounds. I'll pull this up, but you can get there from control panel as well. Anyway, I need to what you do is come to the sleep one, and then you browse your sound files, and then click on the one you want, and hit OK or apply and OK. And so let me try it.
I have indeed been uploaded, sir.
That'll be all, Jarvis.
Test complete, preparing to power down and begin diagnostics.
So it works. So that's how you do that. Alright, the last thing I'm going to show you is the send keystrokes option. Nobody really asked for it, but I thought I'd put it in anyway. So say you're watching a video or something and you don't want to reach to turn it up or down. If you have this open, you can do it that way, and I'll show you how it works. Come over here and right click again, new speech macro, then go to send keystrokes. Alright, enter the phrase, same as always, whatever you want the microphone to listen for. For me, I'm just gonna do Jarvis, turn it up. Okay, now the way this works is it uses keyboard shortcuts. Now the keyboard shortcut to turn it up is Control plus the up arrow. Will turn it up, so you're gonna have to type in Control, and then you do have to put the brackets on it twice, except for the last one, which only gets one. And now if you only put one up arrow, it doesn't move it hardly at all. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this, and I have the last one, like I said, only gets one, so that should work. Just hit create, and now we're gonna test it out. If you watch, it hardly moves it, even with me putting in 5 ups, but
I have indeed been uploaded.
Jarvis, turn it up. Yeah, you see how it barely moves? Jarvis, turn it up. Jarvis, turn it up. So, yeah. But
Test complete, preparing to power down and begin diagnostics.
if you put in like just a whole bunch of ups, like literally just copy and paste like 20 of them in there, it'll turn it up quite a bit. You can have it like max volume that way, and just have different points that you have as commands. So if you can have the one with 5 that'll barely turn it up, or if you want to turn it up a whole bunch at once, you can have the 20 in there and it'll turn up quite a bit, and just have different command levels, and just have different listen fors, like Jarvis, turn it up all the way, or something like that. And it'll, it'll use the 20 for that one. So, but you can use it with like Alt Tab. Just type, instead of Control up, you do Alt Tab, and you can have your Alt Tab that way, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty useful if you are feeling lazy or whatever, or just showing off. So, anyway, that's the full tutorial. If you guys have any questions or any problems, comment or message me. Either way works. I'll be watching this quite a bit for the next couple months, I guess. I should be able to reply. If I missed anything, I'll leave it in the description or put a comment or something. But anyway, thanks for watching.